Hello, everyone, and welcome to Impossible to Say. My name is Kat Wellington.
And my name is Emily Proctor. Welcome back to another beautiful episode and another beautiful week. How are we doing, Kat?
Doing well. We're back on video today. I have a new chair and a new lamp if you're on YouTube with us. I'm redoing my office space. And someone bought my couch, thank God. So it's a little different, but everything's the same at the same time.
I really love that lamp pictured right now, and it really reminds me of I went to a funeral 2 weeks ago, and they had these
It reminds you of
gorgeous,
a funeral.
they had these gorgeous, gorgeous lamps like next to the casket. And I was like very fucking close to asking the funeral director where she got the lamps from. They were
Right.
stunning, and they like had this like pink light. Oh, it was great. It was really cozy.
Cozy funeral.
Very cozy funeral.
You
So
go
yeah,
up
I
and
love it.
ask how much are you offering for the how much.
I did say something. It was a mutual friend of ours. I did say something to our friend afterwards, and she did agree with me that they were very nice. Her grandmother
Okay.
would have loved them, she said, so
Oh, yeah, that's actually
mhm.
I'm just piecing together whose funeral it was,
Yeah,
and that's actually perfect for her,
yeah,
so
it worked
well,
out
I got this
nicely.
one from a flea market forever ago, and now I don't even know if it will be in frame, so I don't need to talk about these lamps, but, it was Valentine's Day this weekend. Did you have a good Valentine's Day?
I did, it was great. Kyle worked at the bar on Valentine's
Okay,
Day,
yay.
so I was able to have, like, a little night to myself, which honestly, I have not had in a while, and it was great. I went to the gym. Actually, no, I didn't go to the gym. I wanted to go to the gym, but I was honestly really hungover because I went out the night
Okay.
before. Um, but I started Girls. I started watching Girls.
Oh, have you never like, I feel like you've seen it, but no?
Nope, not once. I completely forgot
Wow.
Adam Driver was in it, and it was a bit of a jump
Mhm.
scare, and the first 2 episodes, like, I don't even know if you remember, but there's, like, a lot of sex in it to the point where
Yeah,
I
I do.
had
I've seen them recently, yeah. It's,
I
like,
had to
alarming, yeah.
it was crazy, and the things that were coming out of Adam Driver's mouth, I literally had to turn the volume all the way down because my in-laws were upstairs, and I was like, "They're gonna think I'm literally watching porn on the big screen."
And it's,
Um
like, weird stuff too.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane, but I did really like it. I only watched the first, like, 3 episodes before I, had to go lay in bed because, like I said, I was really hungover, so but it was good. I
Right.
really liked it.
Well, the thing about girls is it gets better, like, everything just gets better. I remember even watching the first Miles and I started it forever not forever ago, but, like, a couple months ago, and he was having trouble with the amount of, like, weird, completely nude sex scenes there was in the
Yeah.
beginning, which I do understand. It's, like, a little bit off-putting, but it's so good. It's like a masterpiece. It's so funny. I need to
Elena
rewatch
had a
it.
Elena had a very serious conversation with me Thursday night. She was like, "You need to watch in your 20s, otherwise there's, like,
Mhm.
no point in watching it." So I was like, "Alright, now or never."
It is really important, you guys. If you haven't seen Girls, you just need to. Like, it was one of those things that everyone had been telling me for so long. And once I finally watched, I was just so, so happy to be watching it. It's so good.
I
Did
I
you do
do,
anything? Oh, sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
it's fine. I would say I do, really wanna hear about your Valentine's Day weekend. I know you had a
Yeah.
bit
Okay.
of a
Okay. I was
crazy weekend.
I was gonna ask if you did any date activities to make up for him working, or did you
Oh,
guys just skip the holiday?
we kinda skipped the holiday. We got
Okay.
each other cards, but then we were gonna celebrate on Saturday, but we just ended up hanging out with friends anyways, so
Well, you're 8, almost what, 9 years deep?
yeah, it was not that big of a
Yeah.
deal.
Well, this is my first Valentine's Day with my boyfriend, and this is like
Hey.
yeah, exactly. Which I'm not someone who like is cares that much about it, obviously. But anyone who says that cares a little bit. So like I or Miles, you guys know, got me a trip for Christmas to Joshua Tree, which happened to be on Valentine's Day. I don't even think he like knew that when he booked that. Maybe he did. I don't know. And it like worked out kind of perfect because we would get to go there and have like a weekend, just the two of us. Anyway, we drive there. It takes 4 hours to get there because of traffic, and finally get there. And he had to work too, so we didn't get there till like, I mean, he had to work, so we couldn't leave till after 5. So we got there at like 10 probably, and the Airbnb was super cute. If you haven't been to Joshua Tree or don't know what it is, you're basically in the desert, but it was just like the stars were so beautiful and you couldn't really see the view, but you could see that it was just like in the middle of nowhere, like mountains. It was like just exactly what you imagine with Joshua Tree, like just the rocks. I was so excited to climb the rocks in the morning. There was two chairs like overlooking the view. And we were so excited to have our coffee there in the morning. So we get inside and it's just like a cute little Airbnb. It was fine inside, but it was more so about like the atmosphere.
Of
And
course.
yeah, we like felt the hot tub. We were like excited to warm that up. I got out categories. We were going to play categories. I was so excited. They had a bunch of games. And then Miles like thought he saw a lizard crawl out from under the fridge. And I was like, okay. And obviously he like freaked out. And I was like, a lizard isn't the end of the world. Like it's fine. And then he saw it come out again and it was actually a mouse. And it was like kind of like running around the whole kitchen. So it was very clear. We could see it for a while, like it was a mouse. And even then, like it was a really cute little mouse to the point where I was like, I mean, I don't want to see a mouse in the Airbnb in an expensive Airbnb that we just drove 4 hours
Mhm.
to be at. But I kind of felt like maybe it had run in with us or something. The place wasn't like gross at all. So I was like, let me just try to catch it and put it outside. Like it was one of those little desert mice.
Yeah.
So I was trying to, they had some tortillas in the fridge. I was trying to bait it with some tortillas. And I really wasn't scared of this mouse. Like I was fully, me and him were fine, you know? And he would like come out and I had a bowl and he would see me and we would lock eyes and he'd run back in.
Oh
So
my
I was
god.
like, okay, well, with one mouse, like they're more afraid of us. Like it's okay. And then I'm like, I'm starving. We hadn't ate dinner and we got a frozen pizza at this little grocery store before we got there. And I preheated the oven. And then like probably like 5 minutes later, what I thought was one just kept coming out like way more frequently because the oven was getting hot. And I was like, I don't want it to die. Like I want him to come out. Hopefully it gets too hot. He comes out and I catch him. Then basically I realized I actually wasn't talking to one. I was talking to many different ones because like at one point he would like run under the fridge and then I'd see him like across the kitchen and I'm like, what? Like, how did you even get
How
over
did you
there?"
get there? Yeah.
Yeah, and then basically like kind of all at once, a bunch of them just ran out from under the kitchen, from under the oven. So probably like right then, obviously we're screaming and like jumping on top of things, but we could see at least like four or five,
Oh my
which was
god.
pretty. And then it became, and they were like coming out of all and going into different space, like into the cabinets, like in
Oh my
between
god.
the
Oh.
cabinet and like in between the wood, which I didn't know that they were able to do. Um, and I was like, yeah, we can't stay here, unfortunately. So I was really, really sad. But Miles was like, let's just get a hotel. And I was like, I don't know. With Joshua Tree, there's nothing really there. Obviously, I've been to the national park. It's gorgeous. We were gonna go do that again, but it was more so about us like staying in a just a nice place with like nothing to do, good view. Like the point wasn't to just like explore the town and go to the
Yeah.
park and like stay in a shitty motel, like
Yeah, I
whatever
get it.
we were able to get that night. So I was like, let's just, and there was not, we couldn't get an Airbnb that late. So we were like, I was like, let's just turn around. Like, let's just go back.
Oh my
Um,
god.
yeah. So it was just a lot of emotions kind of hit me at once because um, it was my Christmas present and also it was on my entire Valentine's Day. And
Mhm.
then, which like, again, I'm not someone who is like making a big deal out of that, but I was just really disappointed. So I was just like sobbing. And my husband kept being like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I'm sorry for you too. It has nothing to do with you. And then on the way home, he just kept being like, "This is going to be such a good story." And I was like, "This is not a good story. It's
Oh
not."
my
And then like
god.
his dad texted him and was like, "It would make for a great story one day." And I was like, "No, it won't. Like, it's
Right,
not
sure, but
good."
not right now.
So anyway, and I will say, last thing about this is that I think we have a holiday curse because Thanksgiving, his stepmom cut her finger and we didn't have a Thanksgiving, if you recall. New Year's Eve, I got norovirus. We didn't go out, we didn't do anything for New Year's. And then this happened with Valentine's Day. And Christmas was fine. Christmas was great. So that kind of broke the curse, but like I don't it could mean something really bad.
I'm trying to think what holiday's next. St. Patrick's Day? Better not do anything. Better stay home.
I feel like St. Patrick's Day will be fine. It's just well, I
You
don't know.
say that
Valentine's,
now.
yeah. So I'll keep you guys posted with the next holidays, what happens with us. I mean, luckily, like it really was fine. It wasn't a big deal. And then we kind of celebrated that we got refunded. The lady was really nice. And we got to kind of blow some of the money the next day, which was fun, you know?
Oh, yeah.
We went to like a really nice brunch. Then we went to a bar and got drinks. And then we were just walking on the beach and we ended up going on the rides at the pier. And then we later on, like, oh, I took a nap, which was great. And then we went and got sushi with my friends. And then we bought categories and played categories with my friends. So
Oh, wow. Okay, full
that,
circle. That's cute.
yeah,
Oh my
it ended
God.
up
Hi,
being
Junior. Sorry.
Junior's here with us. It ended up being a good weekend. I went to Laguna the next day with the girls because they were going and I was not a part of the plan, but then I ended up being home. So it ended up being a beautiful weekend. That was just like a fever dream. We were
I
there for like
cannot
15
fucking believe
minutes,
that. I know,
turned right back
8
around.
hours in the car on Valentine's Day.
I know. And then we got back at 1 a.m. and someone was watching my cats. So they had my gate opener, had to hop my gate, throw all the shit over. And it's like, hi.
That's the what, 4th or 5th time you've had to do that?
Yeah, I actually have a scar on my stomach from like having to hop it. And it really pisses me off because not that there's anything wrong with it, but it just looks like stretch marks in the middle of my stomach. So,
I'm so sorry.
mhm.
Well, at least you and Miles were together for the whole thing. Maybe we can try Joshua Tree another weekend. Did you message the Airbnb owner or just you went straight to Airbnb? How does that work?
No, she had already been texting about directions and stuff. I don't
Oh,
know at
yeah.
what point they exchanged numbers, but which was kind of nice because we had like her direct contact and it wasn't a situation where we're going through Airbnb. But yeah, Miles is so nice that he kept being like, I'm so sorry. He kept apologizing to her like so much. And I was like, I don't want to be a bitch. Like, we're not being mean here. This
Yeah.
is just like, and I was writing some of the messages because he was overwhelmed. And I was just like, she felt awful because she was like, I'm so embarrassed. Like,
Yeah.
this has never happened before. Um, and that's why people were telling me to like air out the Airbnb. I said to her, like, it sucks for both of us. It's totally fine. We just like need a refund. Like, I mean, she did say, don't say it on the review, which I did think was kind of
Crazy, but okay.
crazy, but like I wasn't planning on it. But I think we actually haven't gotten the money yet. She's sending a check. But I think like she obviously does have more to lose than us because like if I wrote that there was mice all over, no one would ever book
No
that
one
place
would rent
again.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand because it is like a temporary issue, you'd hope, but still.
Yeah, she said it's like never happened before, which I'm sure they've had a mouse problem in there before. Like it's basically just like a little like shack in the desert, but maybe
Mhm.
not with guests, I guess. But I
Yeah.
mean, they didn't have any traps or anything of it. That was our first thing. We were like, if you just have a trap, we can use that. Like we're easygoing. Like, but
We're easygoing.
yeah, I mean, she was nice. She
Uh,
felt bad, but
I'm
so that
so
was fun.
sorry.
No, it was just
I'm
like
so
I
sorry.
felt like I just felt defeated in that because I also drove the whole time on the way there just because we decided to take my car because it was off-roading on the trip. And I was like, I'll just drive my car in the beginning, like for the first on the way there. And I really didn't mind, but I was just like so disappointed because I was like, I just did 4 fucking hours behind the wheel. Could have been on my phone all this time.
Oh my god, you missed out on such good screen time.
I know. So, anyway, enough about my
Well,
mice, but
Happy Valentine's Day to you and Miles. I'm so sorry. Next year will be better.
Next year will be better. We are going to Lakers game because I got him tickets for Valentine's Day. So that'll also be kind of like a makeup. We're going to, guess what? I know sports. Obviously, if anyone has, if you're a man listening, or no, I guess if you just like basketball in general,
Right.
when the whole Luca trade happened and every Miles is like, I gotta go call, like I gotta call people, like whatever. So we're going to the Lakers Mavericks game so he can see Luca play them.
Not only are you going to a Lakers game,
Hmm.
but you're going to the first game against the Mavs? That's
Yup.
crazy.
I know.
Oh
I'm
my god.
excited.
That's actually see, I don't keep up with the NBA or let alone basketball in general, really.
Yeah.
Um, and I didn't understand, like, the gravity of that trade either until I was on social media, but there I was really intrigued to the point where I saw that the Lakers are gonna play the Mavericks, and I was like, "Ooh, I kinda wanna watch that," like, for the drama side
Yeah.
of things.
I know, me too. That's why I'm excited too, because there's a storyline, and obviously I would
There
not
is.
listen to like Miles telling me about it because I was like I don't care. But then on emergency intercom, Drew was talking about it, so then I actually learned about it, and I was interested. So
Well, that yeah, that's kinda what happened. So I was with because it happened, like, super late, like,
yeah,
East Coast time, and we were up because we were on our ski trip, and our friend Nate said something about it, and the boys were, like, freaking out about it, and I was like, "I don't really care. I feel like it's not that big of a deal. I think you guys are overreacting." But then I saw, of course, a bunch of, like, influencers and podcasters talking about it, and I was like, "Oh, wait, this is actually fucking crazy."
I know. I feel bad. I was kind of gaslighting Miles because he was with all my friends, and
Mhm.
obviously none of my friends know anything about, or me, know anything about basketball. So we're all like making fun of him for like
Yeah.
having such a big reaction and like calling his buddies. We kept saying like, "Oh, I gotta go call my buddy," like because he said that. So everyone's like making fun of him. And, like, he just wasn't around the right people.
I
Where
mean,
were
he
you
should
guys when Luca got traded? Let me know.
no, let us know. It's really imperative to this podcast. Oh my god.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. And that was yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
I was trying to think what else I did over the weekend. I really did I feel like I drank a lot, which I said I was gonna do last episode. I was,
Yeah.
like, kinda fucked up. We went out Saturday night too, just downtown. Oh my god, I ran into your mom, which was
Oh,
great.
wait, she texted me, yeah.
Yeah, it was such a pleasant surprise. Me, Kyle, Doug, and Casey went out to dinner, and she was there. It was so lovely to see her. Wish we could have chatted longer, but we were doing that thing where, like, we got sat, and then all 4 of us walked away from our table to go talk to your parents, and the
Oh,
waitress was just
yeah.
like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Um, but that was great. Went to Davis's Pub for the very first time
Oh
downtown.
my god, your
Mhm.
first Davis's? How was
Yep.
it?
It was great. We unfortunately didn't stay for long because I guess the boys were trying to meet up with other men that Casey and I didn't give a fuck about. So we left, didn't stay for long, and then did some bar hopping downtown, which was great. Yeah, and then Sunday I watched Severance for like 7 hours to the point where I'm completely caught up now, which is so
Oh my
exciting.
god, I was just about to say Emily finished season 1. That's I mean, that's the fastest I've ever seen you watch something, so that means you like it.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, you guys, if you're not watching Severance, I've been telling everyone, I have never had a plot twist gag me so hard than the end of season 1. Like, I haven't seen anything like that since, like, Game of Thrones. It is
Wow.
crazy. It was so good.
No, it's so good. It's like there's I was telling Brooke to watch it and she tried. And Megan, I feel like would love it. That's like such a Megan show in my mind.
Mhm.
And she didn't like it. Like tried the first episode, didn't like it, but I just keep telling people to like keep going.
You have to get to, like, episode 4 or 5 in season 1 to get, like, I think, like, really hooked. Because once more pieces start falling into place and you think you know what's going on, but, like,
Mhm.
you really don't. Because obviously, what is it, 6 episodes into season 2? No clue what's going on, truthfully.
Right. And it is like slow, but in the way that it's an artistic choice to be slow. So
Mhm.
it is something that I could have seen myself like falling off of easily. But I urge you to continue. And I think season 2, I feel like is more just because we already know so much like lore, I feel like way more is happening per episode, kind of.
Yeah. I just don't understand how HBO thought it was okay to put 3 years in between season 1 and season 2. Like, if I were you and I had to sit on that plot twist, I texted you this, like,
Yeah.
I would've been suicidal.
Well,
I
it actually
cannot believe
wasn't
it.
HBO. There was, well, I
Oh,
think
H
it
Apple TV, sorry.
or so that's not even what I meant, but there was
Mhm.
some creative differences that caused a halt for a long time, I think is what I heard. They
Mm.
couldn't like decide on things with the writing. I think like writing verse, and I could be totally wrong, but I remember this like at the time, verse like director. I have no clue. And then I don't know if it had anything to do with the strike too, but yeah, it was a long three
Oh, I
years.
forgot about the strike. Yeah, that probably had something to do with it. But yeah,
So I
it's
don't
great.
think it was supposed to be that long, but it was horrible. But yeah,
I
go watch that. I
White
don't
Lotus
know.
also
Oh,
just came
yeah. Did
out.
you watch White Lotus? That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I watched the first episode of that as well.
Yeah,
Great.
so did I. So
Love
excited
it.
about that.
Mhm.
One of Tristan went to high school with Sarah, who is the daughter of the
Mhm.
Southern family. I thought she was
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, obviously, the second I saw her on screen, I was like, "Oh, Kyle, I know that girl."
I mean, me too. I'm like telling you guys right now, like I'm very close with her. I've never met her
Yeah.
at all in the
I was like
slightest.
"How do you know her?" I was like, "Oh, she's Tristan's friend. Don't worry about
Well,
it."
yeah, I met her in LA. Like, yeah, whatever. But she was
Um,
great. I thought everyone was great. I'm like loving this new cast.
it 'cause so I guess Kyle never watched season 1, but you know how, like, there's been really only, like, 1 character that's, like, stayed consistent throughout all 3 seasons so far? Um, Greg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and how they showed him, like, briefly in season 3.
Right, which is a spoiler if you haven't seen, but
Oh, well,
well,
nothing
it's fine.
happens. Okay,
I've seen it
whatever.
on TikTok too a bunch.
Um, but I mean, I felt like I was going fucking crazy because Kyle was like, "That's not, like, anyone important." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? That is extremely important.
What? I
We
watched with
haven't
all my
seen
friends
him."
and it was like a gasp moment.
Yeah. I was freaking out. Kyle's like, "What? What?" I was like, "We haven't seen him since he tried to kill, Jennifer Coolidge in the last season."
Yeah. No, that was crazy. And then also, yeah, at some point he'll cross paths with I can't remember the other hotel lady who I can't remember her name.
Belinda?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, and I was trying to tell Kyle that too. I was like, "I'm pretty sure she worked at the last White Lotus, and that's why she's here."
Yup. Oh, I'm
Yeah, it's
so
good.
excited. It's always
Yeah.
like it's nice to watch a show that well, I guess I could be proven wrong, but like I don't feel like they'll ever fail me, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, I completely agree. I am worried about Severance, though. Did you ever watch Westworld?
No.
Okay.
Like
Westworld
I could
was
see Severance failing me. You know what I mean?
see,
There's so
yeah,
many pieces to tie right now, but White Lotus I know will come together in a bow.
classic yeah, classic murder mystery with some plot
Mhm.
twists, hot cast,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Luxurious location. I
Mhm.
just fear that, like, with Westworld, for people that did watch, it was, like, kind of a similar storyline where it's, like, crazy things get uncovered every episode, crazy plot twists, really in depth, very intricate storyline, and the first 2 seasons were so good, and then it fell off, and I get really nervous about that with Severance because I feel like it's just so complicated. I feel like they don't even know how it's all gonna wrap together.
It is scary, but I also like it's so good that I won't be mad about. Like, I don't know. I guess like the Game of Thrones
I
people rioted about a bad ending, but I'm like, I can also just
whatever.
appreciate that it was good the whole time I watched it.
Yeah, I can appreciate the time I got to have while it was good.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. I guess
100%.
we could move on from talking about TV, but I also feel like those are shows that everyone and their moms are watching, so
Yeah, I mean, between that and Traders, I'm like and Girls now, I'm, like, fully booked with the TV.
I'm so happy
It's the
you're
most TV
indulging.
I've ever watched, like, ever.
Uh, I know. I will say I made one really quick comment about Love Island All Stars last episode, and then some people were posting in the Facebook group about it. I kind of stopped watching, and I kind of have been indulging only via TikTok clips. Um, and I know who wins,
Classic.
so I think my journey is over.
Perfect. Well, okay, what last TV show we have to start watching Love Is Blind. I don't know if you have. I have
Oh,
yet
I
to
have.
begin.
Obviously, I have.
I figured, okay, I need to watch.
Yeah, and the only thing I have to say, all the guys look fucking identical,
I've been
and
seeing that.
I don't know how. I always feel like the first three are never really that great anyway, or first whatever it is for. I like when they're on honeymoon, so it could be
Yeah,
great. But
after they
right
do
now
the
it's like
reveals.
fine. Yeah. Okay, y'all. Do you want to start, Emily? I feel like I've been starting.
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
I would love to start. Okay. Hi, my queens. I need advice ASAP. Your girl is in the emotional trenches. This might be long. I'm sorry. For a little background, I had a gym crush. Let's call him Todd. Turns out I was also his gym crush, which was so fun and exciting for this last month. We've been talking and hanging out. I literally never had any uncertain thoughts. He made me feel very secure, and I had no worry that his attention was elsewhere. We were just hanging out a lot and hooking up like people do, just having fun. Until a couple days ago, this weirdo random dude, let's call him Frank because sorry. She says, let's call him Freak because he's literally a fucking freak. I'm going to call him Frank because she does refer to him as Freak throughout this entire
Okay. Frank is
story.
good.
So we're going to do Frank. Um, until a couple days ago, this weirdo random dude at the gym came up to me and asked me about Todd. Not even sure how he knew we were talking. Maybe he just picked up on our vibes at the gym. But Todd wasn't at the gym yet. So Frank was like, where is he? And I was like, oh, yeah, he's been coming later recently. And Frank goes, uh-oh, I hope he's not up to no good. I played along with the joke and was like, oh, yeah, I don't know. And Frank goes, the other woman is here at the gym, so he can't be doing too much. I had to play it cool, but in my head, my jaw was on the floor and my stomach fell through my asshole. I walked away and went to the locker room to cry, of course. I walked out of the locker room and I see Todd immediately, and I ignored him because I still had tears in my eyes. About 10 minutes later, he comes up to me and asks how I am and says he can tell I'm sad and asks what's wrong, yada yada. And I hinted that it had something to do with him and I'm not feeling the workout and I'm going home. So I started to walk out and he chased after me, which I ate up, of course. And I told him what Frank said to me, and he was like, okay, it's not true. Let's just hang out later. We can talk. He gave me a big hug and convinced me to stay at the gym for a little longer. And when I left, he walked me out. We hung out that night and the conversation went well. He was reassuring. I really had no bad notes. The next day, when I went to the gym, I was so sad to be there. I felt so stupid to be in the same gym as whoever this woman is. So I told him how I felt, and we talked again over text. And I feel the conversation went well. He validated all of my feelings and explained that this girl Frank is talking about is a girl he was getting to know, but ended it before we even started seeing each other. I really like him and want to keep talking to him, but now I have this thought in my head. I keep over analyzing everything, and I just want to have another conversation, but I'm not really sure what I am even hoping to get out of having another conversation with him, if that makes sense. Everything was literally perfect before Frank came up to me in the gym and dropped that unsolicited bomb. Like, what the fuck? Ladies, please help me. Love you guys.
I don't feel like this is. I understand feeling like the overthinking. I can see her thought process of like, oh, I'm just like another girl at the gym he's seeing.
Yeah.
But if it was over before, I mean, as long as he's being honest, which she feels like he is, this doesn't seem like an issue to me. I think it's weird as fuck that the guy came up and said
Yeah.
that. Like, I mean, that's
I
bizarre. If he was actually dating both, like I guess that's nice of him, but if it was before, I don't really think that's an issue.
I mean, the way that she describes him and the fact that she literally called him a freak throughout this entire story, and says that
Right.
he's just a random weird dude, I feel like, yeah, he's just a random weird dude who said a weird thing. I think you should completely ignore it and not let it affect something good that you have. Um, I'd also be curious, like, what that guy's relationship is with the guy
I
that
was
she's
just
talking
thinking
to.
that. Yeah,
Like,
and I'm
because it
sure
sounded
she's
like,
asked that. Yeah.
because I mean, yeah, she obviously didn't provide context, but my first thing would have been like, how does he even know about that? How does he even know that you and I are a thing? You know what I mean?
Right. Like at first I assumed maybe they were friends or something, but like it seems like that guy's just observing in the gym that he like at one point was going with that other girl and then started going with her.
Yeah.
Um
Sorry, I wonder, did she say old by chance? Because that does feel like something like an old guy at the gym would say.
I don't
Or does
know.
she
I
just
don't
say, no, we just have weirdo random dude, unfortunately, not old.
That's so crazy. He's like getting so involved in the gym drama. I mean, I don't think it's the worst thing that like he's dated multiple people from the gym if he spends a lot
Yeah,
of
it's
time there.
a normal way to meet people.
Yeah, if there's no overlap and I feel like you would know if they're like if that girl's at the gym and like there would be a different interaction between them if he
Yeah.
was dating both of you. So I really do feel like it's fine. It's just like I know that would make me feel really uneasy too, but he's being reassuring, and I don't think you have anything to worry about with her.
Yeah, I agree, and I she mentions wanting to have another conversation with him, and I think if it's still bugging you, then definitely bring it up. I mean, they only talked about it in person once and then over text again. I think if it's bugging you, just bring it up next time you guys hang out.
Yeah, I feel like just like you can have one more conversation. I mean, it can be more than one, but like just get everything that would make you feel better about the situation. Like I probably want to know like at the timeline of it, which I don't think is
Mhm.
crazy to want to know, like just to make sure there wasn't any sort of overlap. And then like I mean, I'd be so fucking nosy. I'd be like, what happened? Like
I'd
I
be
don't
getting her
I don't
name,
know.
looking her up on
Yeah.
Instagram. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm sure I mean, if she hasn't already found her Instagram, I'd be shocked. That'd be the
Yeah,
first thing I would do.
that's such a good point. I mean, yeah. That's like the best thing is when you are seeing someone that you frequently like see at the gym and you finally find out their name and get their Instagram. Oh my god, the floodgates have opened. So
Yup.
special. Mm.
Speaking of like other this is just a funny story. I won't say the name of the friend so that I don't talk about the girl. But Miles had one of my friends like names saved as the same thing that of a girl that he used to date. So like their first name had like their contact was just the first name and then had two numbers
Mhm.
under one contact. And he was like joking around and I needed to call her and he was like, let me call her as a joke. And or like not as a joke, but like let me FaceTime her. So then he goes to FaceTime my friend and accidentally FaceTimes a girl, an ex. So
Was this close to Valentine's Day?
it was the day after, at around like 2
Perfect.
p.m. And then he had to text and said, sorry, like that was an
Oh,
accident.
no. Oh my god, the way that it's like I feel like that'd be more embarrassing for, like, me or you than Miles, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was we were like, I'm sure she will know it was actually an accident because
Yeah,
it was 2 p.m. and like
but
she
still.
has a
Oh my
boyfriend, he
god,
has a girlfriend.
thank
But
God
I
it
was
was
like,
daylight out.
I
Ugh.
know exactly. Like, what if he so anyway, he separated the context now, but it was funny because I called her and I was like, Miles is really offended he didn't answer. And she was like, I didn't get a call. And then we took a
Uh,
look. So
oh my god. Well, imagine if his ex had answered
I
the
know with
FaceTime.
me right there and it wasn't my friend, I'd be like, that would have been fucking insane.
Oh, that would've
But
been
anyway,
beautiful.
to our gym girly, I really think it's fine. What did she specifically ask for advice? Just like general?
I
Or
guess,
did she
like,
have a
yeah,
question?
like, what we would do in the situation if it's worth having another conversation. Yes, worth having another conversation, and I think everything's gonna be okay, truthfully.
Yeah, I do. I really just feel like if it was a bigger deal, like the girl would be reaching out to him, like the girl would talk to you. Like I
Yeah,
think you would know if it was something worse. So I think that's good. Um,
completely.
okay, let's see which one I want to tell. Oh, I thought this was interesting. This is a story. I think I do have some advice, but we can go out of order here. Hey girlies, I was just telling my girlfriends this story and we were cracking up, so I thought I'd share with my favorite pod. I was a super late bloomer in high school and scared of boys until my junior year. I was at one of my first parties ever when a guy from my grade asked me for my Snapchat and phone number. He started Snapchatting me the next day and asked me if I wanted to get ice cream with him that week. I agreed and we picked a day. The day comes around and he tells me to meet me at his house. I assumed he wanted me to just pick him up. I texted him I was there and he tells me to come inside. This should have been the moment I turned around, but I was 16 and stupid. I walk inside and he's eating dinner with his entire family. Mind you, I barely knew this boy. We legit had spoken only at that party. His parents were super friendly and tell me to join them. I sit down and eat dinner with him and the fam, waiting for it to be over so we can grab the ice cream I'd been promised. As dinner's ending, he gets in a massive argument with his dad. He starts yelling at him and then tells me, let's just go up to my room. I felt super awkward, so I just followed him upstairs. He immediately lays down in bed and asks me what we should watch on TV. He ignores my suggestions and puts on Blue Mountain State. So now I'm awkwardly sitting in his bed watching the most crude and dumb and sexual movie. I finally realized we we were never going to get ice cream, but decided quick makeout session can't hurt. Now, here comes the crazy part. After we stopped making out, he asked me if he can brush my hair. The word no was not in my vocabulary, so I sat there as he brushed my hair. It went on for 10 minutes before I finally told him it was time for me to go home. The older I get, the stranger it gets because no man has ever wanted to brush my hair since. Must have been some type of kink. Anyways, I left my first date ever with no ice cream, but at least I got a story.
This is so, like, beautifully other than the hairbrushing, like, beautifully, I feel like stereotypical for, like, hanging out with, like, a random dude in high school, like, so many different factors. I'm obsessed. The Blue
Yeah,
Mountain State is
the
crazy.
the Blue Mountain State is canon event. Um, I remember like I watched Blue Mountain State on my own. I don't know why. I don't know why. I think I thought it
That's a
was
huge red
cool.
flag.
No, that's what I'm like thinking back, and I remember that sometimes, and I'm like, what? And I think I would was doing it to say to guys I watched it,
I watched, yeah. Yeah,
which is
I
crazy.
completely understand that. Um, she was a junior in high school, right?
Yeah. Also, like super late bloomer. I don't think that's super late. I love you to death,
No,
girlfriend.
God, no, not at all. I mean, yeah, walking into some random dude's house and immediately meeting his entire family, normal,
I
of
mean, my
course.
favorite part about the story, I think the hairbrushing is obviously like weird and funny to look back on, especially as you like get older. But I think the dinner is the funniest part. Because like I'm imagining, and I know not everyone's the same, but like I would do anything possible for like someone I'm dating to avoid my family altogether, especially in high school. Like I'm talking in high school, I'm so embarrassed. I don't want
Yeah.
like what? I probably wouldn't even tell them I was going on a date.
I feel like a lot of I don't know, but I feel like boys are wired differently in that sense.
Yeah, I honestly I think that has stayed true getting older because the
Yeah.
amount of girls we have tell us like he introduced me to his whole family and then told me that it wasn't going to work like 2 weeks later or whatever or ghosted me. Maybe
Yeah.
there's just not as much weight to it.
I think, yeah, they don't understand, like, the emotional effect that that can cause on a relationship or, like, I don't know, it is so insane. I also understand the inability to say no to, like, anything in that situation.
Of
Have dinner with your
course.
family? Absolutely, I'll sit down. Like, brush my
I mean,
hair?
that one you literally have
100%.
no choice.
I
Yeah.
would
Like
have never even, like, brought up how we were supposed to go get ice cream. I would have just been like, "Yeah, this is the plan all along."
I mean, of course. That's like that was you in high school with your boyfriend. He would
I
always
could
say they were gonna
it's
do
lit
things and then they'd end up in bed or something or on a couch.
I was literally picturing my ex-boyfriend's house in high school, like, yeah, we were supposed to, like, go to lunch, but obviously we're in the basement watching
Right.
Blue Mountain State.
Right. Right.
Oh my
I mean, I still
gosh.
think like if you walked into me now at 26 years old, if I walked into anyone's house and like someone's parents asked me to sit down for dinner, I'd have to say yes. That's like a non-negotiable.
Absolutely. 100%.
That's
I do wish that I could get my hair brushed, though, like, right
me
now.
too. I'm like not mad about that. I don't know what would possess someone to ever do that on a first date, and I think I'd have to specifically ask for someone to brush my hair, not
Well, in high
be
school
asked.
too.
Yeah, but I think I'd kind of enjoy that.
I'm, like, real big into the ASMR, like, hair TikToks
Yeah.
right now, and they knock my ass out at night. Like, if I've been scrolling on TikTok for too long and I, like, need to go to bed, I will find a video and I will fall asleep with my phone in my hand. It is beautiful.
Have you seen that one woman, I think it's in the UK or something, that opened up a full just like hair brushing, like instead of going to get a massage, you're like getting your hair brushed and getting
N
like scalp massages?
no, but I need one, like, here, like, local to me. That sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
I did I did think it was kind of funny though because it's like
Paying to
you
have someone
you don't
do
really
that to your hair.
like I guess I understand the concept. There's a need there that was not being met, but it is hilarious because like you don't have to be a massage therapist. You're just someone who like brushes hair.
Literally just running your fingers through a stranger's head.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Um, you guys know how I was having horrible back problems. Um, I got myself a massage and then I texted Emily, it was like a couple weeks ago. My back has been this woman like rocked my fucking world. And I told her I need more pressure. She did more pressure, normally speaking up. And my back, like I hadn't felt release from the pain in like months. And it has been so much better since. So just letting a
Oh
health update for me.
my god. Guys, go
Yeah.
treat yourself to a massage. My god, that's about to make me call tomorrow and schedule one. That sounds amazing. I'm so happy
She
for you.
I thank you so much. It was like I wanted to cry when I left. Like she was not only like how hard she was going, it was cracking my back. Like it was
Oh my
amazing.
god. I
And
feel
it
like
at some points
you
it hurt, but loved it.
that's what I was saying. I feel like you have a pretty good pain tolerance as well, so she probably was like, "What the actual fuck?" when she was digging into
Right.
your back, but I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, thank you. No one fucking asked, but I'm telling you guys, it
I'm
was
actually
so
gonna call
beautiful.
tomorrow. I need one so bad. Kyle and I have called and scheduled an appointment 3 times, and we are going to the same place together at the same time, but we, like, don't really wanna get massages at the same time.
Mhm.
I just think it's unnecessary in our
Sometimes
hometown
it
if
can be cheaper though.
yeah, that's a good point. Actually, I have not looked into their couples massages, like, rates at all.
Yeah.
They've canceled our appointment 3 times in a row now, so I feel like maybe they do just want us to get a couples massage.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's so
I did
bizarre.
splurge on the hot stones because I feel like that's something
Oh my
I've
god.
always seen in movies and stuff. And I was like, I've always wanted to I haven't gotten a ton of massages in my life, but I've never had that. And I was like, let me try that. It was like $20 more or something. I don't spend money on the hot stones because that's all they are. They're hot
I thought
stones.
I thought you were gonna say the opposite.
No, it was just kind of like they're basically just placing them on your back and they kind of somewhat massage you with them,
Mhm.
but they cool down really quickly. And it feels good, but it's like I'd rather you just be massaging me at that point,
Yeah, I
in
completely
my
understand.
time.
I think, like, this year and maybe it's because I'm 27 and, like, my Saturn return's hitting, we're getting older, but, like, I am planning on spending more money on my, like, self-care. Like,
Yeah.
I'm probably finally gonna get Botox this year. I'm looking into getting a lip flip currently.
You
Um,
do not need a lip flip, Emily. You have a great top lip.
well, I just want, like, a little bit more. I've been seeing some photos lately where, like, thank God I'm fucking happy, but I've been, like, really cheesing, and I've been like, "God damn, those gums." I don't know, just like
Yeah.
a little plump.
Yeah.
Um, just a little plump. I was talking to some girl this weekend, and she did have, like, really scary lip filler, and that did kind of freak me out a bit. But otherwise, yeah, spending money on facials, hair, what's the word I'm looking for? Not like masks or procedures or serums, like hair, you know what I'm talking about? Treatments, like shit like that. So,
Just general treatments.
general, yeah, well, just, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. I definitely do. Okay, I mean, I just re-upped my Botox. I found a photo of myself and I know like the argument is you don't need Botox, sure, like whatever. But I found a photo of myself in 2020 when I was first in LA. Like,
Mhm.
and I know that's why people now are like, you don't need it. And I'm like, yeah, it's because I've been getting it for
'Cause you
years.
have
Like,
it.
I don't know why. I was probably I was either 21 on that trip or just turned 22, either one.
Mhm.
I have like it's like a selfie of me and I have the deepest crevices in my forehead that I don't know what the fuck. And I'm like, that's why I started getting it. And okay, it's obviously totally fine to have lines. It's just, I love the way it looks so much better when I get Botox in my forehead. So I just went and got it and I just feel better. Sorry.
It's, like, honestly a confidence thing, like, when I finish putting on a full face of makeup and I, see the grooves in my face, I'm like, "God damn it, like, this
Yeah.
sucks." And I don't wanna see it, I feel like everyone else notices it, which I'm sure isn't true, but it's just, like, just a little thing to make me feel better about myself. What's the problem?
Yeah, and there's like certain like I've had doctors tell me I need to get my crow's feet, which is the lines around your eyes, and I feel like that is like those are only showing when I'm smiling and I'm really happy and I'm like cool with that, you know?
Mhm.
So there's certain parts about aging that I like. The forehead being there since I was 21, I'm actually not enjoying that. So
No, it's, like, literally so scary. I have mine too that I've had for a while, and I'm like, "You know what? This year, especially because it could be a big year as far as getting a nice
yeah,
piece of jewelry
life.
on my hand, I can't have that line in photos. No
Well, I
way."
guess this is just everyone's more critical of themselves, but I've never noticed lines on your forehead.
Well, I really appreciate that, but I hadn't done a full face in a while except for when I went out in DC on Thursday. Like, actually, in the new year, I literally had not done a full face yet, and I was like, "Holy fuck, I literally need to call someone tomorrow and take care of this."
Yeah. Well, anyway, sorry. We're not trying to influence you guys to get Botox, but I do like
I
it.
I mean, at this
Me
point,
not
like
trying to influence people to do Botox, also having a Botox partnership. Okay, cool. So,
but we're in our late 20s at this point, like, I feel like it's fucking fine, and also do whatever the fuck you want to your body.
agreed. Completely agreed.
Did you just read? You just read.
I did.
I
Yeah.
am going to read a very short little story,
Okay.
for you. Here's a crazy camera story my friend told me this past weekend. Her friend has a very severe airborne peanut allergy, and she cannot be in the same room as anything peanut related. She has lived with the same two roommates for years. They're very good about her allergy and respectful of it, never keeping any peanut related products in their apartment and always being mindful. Her and all of her roommates work in an office every day. She came back from work one day and found a Reese's peanut butter cup wrapper in her bedroom garbage can. She was surprised and confronted her roommates about it, who both denied that it was their wrapper and promised they had no idea where it came from. The girl didn't really believe them, so she decided to buy a camera and put it in her room. The next week, there's another wrapper in her garbage. She checks the camera and finds her landlord in her room with two women having a threesome on her bed. She immediately screenshots it, and this is crazy behavior I would never do. She texted it to her landlord saying, "What the fuck? I'm going to take this to the police." Her landlord replied saying, "Please don't. I have a wife and kids. They can't find out about this," and ended up offering to give them free rent. They still live in the apartment rent free in New York City, but is it worth it? She had never noticed anything besides the wrapper that had changed in her room. Everything always looked normal, so who knows how long he's been doing this.
What the fuck? First of all, why are you eating Reese's like multiple times while you're having a threesome?
I have no fucking clue. That's immediately where mine went. I was like, "What role does the Reese's play in
And
that?"
thank God he was eating the Reese's because you would have never found. Also, like if you're okay, if you're having a threesome in someone's bed, you're trespassing. Like you're gonna leave trash? Like what the fuck? Okay, that's not the important part here, obviously. But like, god damn.
It does make you wonder though, like, how often shit like that probably happens with landlords, like, entering apartments when they know no one's home. I mean, luckily, most people have cameras nowadays, but disgusting.
Yeah, they must not have a doorbell camera because they would like know when he's coming in. That's really scary. I think everyone should, if you're in an apartment or any house, anything, I think you should get a camera at your door at the very least so you know who's going in and out.
100%. I also was thinking, like, being a landlord, great way to cheat on your partner.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've never
Wow.
I've never really thought about it until this story, like, that's so, so easy to cheat that
Yeah, but
way.
you have to
With
be like disgusting to go into. Like, landlords, I do think tend to be freaks, but like that's a different type of like if you're gonna cheat, like, oh my God, okay. And also threesome, that's fucking insane. Um, like get a hotel. That's like he's in these girls' apartment in her bed.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like I mean, is he trespassing? I mean, yeah, maybe, I guess,
You're
I don't
not
know.
allowed, it's not, I guess it wouldn't be called trespassing, but it's illegal because you have to give notice if you're entering
Yeah.
your tenant's apartment.
I mean, as, like, in my mind, I'm sure he's older, like, an older man hooking up with other people in young girls' apartments seems extremely illegal. The man should be in prison.
No, okay, I will say I think I agree with you, and that is like one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard. That being said, for free New York City rent,
Oh, dude,
I
I
would be
would stay.
fine. I would
I'd
stay.
stay. Yeah, one
100%.
that
You put a
no-brainer.
put a camera, you already have the camera in your room. Put one on the door too, so you know when he's coming in, so he's not going in the other girl's room and live there free. Like that,
I would
honestly,
never
that's a
move out.
deal.
I would never fucking move out.
I mean, like that is amazing. Someone she should live there for life. Like even if her roommates move on to a new place, whatever, that's your home, baby. That is your home.
Congratulations, you have a house now.
That is like she owns that house, that apartment in New
It's so
York.
fucking sick. Oh my god. Ugh.
Yeah, I think to be honest, just financially, that would be worth it to me. Even though it is like I can't really I can't know how she feels because like obviously you would feel so violated.
Violated, yeah.
And also like what a crazy situation, but it could have literally like risked her
Killed her.
life. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Um
I'm luckily because she has extra money now that her rent's free, she can buy a whole new bed, which is great.
yeah, whole new bed, new bedding.
Yeah. Rearrange your room,
She's
probably.
rich. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so. And like he might have been, not to put this in the roommate's head, but he might have been in their rooms too.
Probably. He's probably all over the house. Doing his dirty work everywhere. It's absolutely disgusting. I just think, like, in today's day and age, we were talking about it at work, like how hard it is to get away with like murder, cheating, whatever, because of all the technology. I feel like a landlord's still like a true form of being able to cheat, really. Like, even if your significant other has your location.
Right. Like you're just working on the Oh, yeah. I guess that's probably why he wasn't in a hotel.
Yeah.
Whew. That is really scary. I'm glad you guys are all safe and okay, especially with the allergy situation. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is not where I thought that was going at all.
I know. Got me too when I was reading it before.
Okay, we don't have too much time left, I guess. So this is just a quick one. I feel like we get a lot similar to this and haven't read one in a while. But this is an advice. Hey y'all, love, love, love the pod. This isn't really a story, but my boyfriend of 7 months still hasn't said I love you. He has an odd relationship with the term, and he doesn't say it to his family, friends, or anyone versus me, who says it to literally everyone. I know the term likely carries a different weight to him than it does to me, but 7 months still feels like a very long time. We're also mid distance and very, very busy, so we don't get to see each other often. He treats me wonderfully, so I don't know if I'm overthinking or if this is a massive red flag. I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts. P.S. I'm 22 and he's 21.
This is tough because everything's great. You're with a great man. But I mean, 7 months is a long time, I feel like, to be I guess it's not, like, to be dating and not say I love you yet. I
I
feel like
feel
for
like it
you
is.
you do? Okay, yeah. So I was just trying to maybe not make it seem that bad. It's not that bad. I feel like it's not the
Yeah,
worst
no,
problem to
I don't say
have.
that to make her feel worse, but I do feel like it's a long time.
I truthfully, part of me just wants to be like, he needs to like buck up and just say it. Like, unless he has like something really, really traumatic that happened to him with the word I love you. But like, if not, what is he waiting for?
Right. I feel like, and we also, this is kind of why I wanted to bring this up. We get a lot, and I personally get the question a lot of like saying it first because it sounds like she didn't say this explicitly, but I'm guessing like she would have if she said it and he didn't say it, you know?
Oh, you think she's waiting. Okay. That makes way
Well,
more sense now.
I don't know for sure. Like she did say like I use it all the time, but she didn't say like I've told him. I feel like it would have been a different advice. It would have been like I told him I love him and he's not saying it back.
Yeah.
Um so I feel like she knows she loves him based on writing this in. So my advice here, because it seems like you're the one more comfortable using it, which I know isn't necessarily like fair and kind of sucks, but it's also kind of just like understanding your partner. Like I really do feel like she should at some point. This is what I would do if I was in your shoes. I would say it and see if he says it back because he might be like kind of waiting for you as well. If that's the case, if I'm interpreting it correctly.
Yeah. And if he doesn't say it to anyone, like he might, it is like, to be fair, I mean, I was 17, 18 the first time I said it to Kyle, but like I feel like the first time you say it to someone, it is like not like an icky, like cringy thing. It is like kind of cringy, I feel like. Did you feel that way?
Yeah, even now, like saying I love you to
Yeah.
someone at 25, like I mean, Miles and I already knew we both wanted to say it to each other, so that does make it easier. Um, because there's not as much pressure, but also like it still feels so weird to say
Yeah.
it for the first time. Like even when we said it for the first time, it was like awkward. Like not like
Mhm.
awkward, but it makes you feel like you're a teenager again. Like it is cringy.
Yeah, so I feel like with this guy, like, if he doesn't say it to literally anyone, it probably just feels so weird, like, coming out of his mouth. So maybe if she just says it, gives him the space, may hopefully he'll start saying it and using it normally. Like,
Yeah,
other people, I don't know.
no, I think, and even if like he doesn't say it back right away,
Mhm.
then can become more of a like, because she's asking if it's a red flag. I feel like it would be more of a red flag if like you're saying it and he's not saying it to you, because then it's like, it's just like, then I feel like you can have the conversation of like, are you not in love with me, or do you have a hard time like expressing that vocally? Um, but yeah, I don't think it's weird for her to say it to him and like try to
No,
open
say
it
it
up to him.
first.
Yeah.
Absolutely say it first. I
And
mean,
we
we've
I think
talked
we
about
have an old episode, yeah, talking about that.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's titled "Hot Girls Say I Love You First."
Yay.
I feel like in, like, so many of my friends' relationships, the girl has almost always said it first, which I love so much. I did though I mean, I've told this story here before, probably in that
Mhm.
episode, and I'm sure I've talked about it in other ones too. I mean, the first time I said it, obviously I was severely under the influence, but I refused to say it the entire next day to Kyle. I was, like, so grossed out by myself and thought it was just so disgusting
Yeah.
that I even said it. So
Yeah, I think she should try saying it, and then if he
mhm.
can't, because I mean, yeah, then it becomes a red flag if he's like not there yet in 7 months. But if it's just not him saying it, but he loves you, then I think it's okay. Like I don't think it's a situation where you should be super worried yet.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Just trying to make all of
100%.
our listeners feel better.
Mhm. This is, like, in on brand with Valentine's Day too. So
Yeah.
much love.
Love in the air, landlords in your bed.
Have you quick question, I meant to ask this at the beginning. Have you always been, like, a big, like, gift giver on Valentine's Day? Like, Lakers tickets is crazy.
No, I haven't at all. And like I had already gotten him a gift. I got him a sweatshirt and like some stuff from Walgreens, like candy and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, no, I haven't been, but we were watching a Lakers game and just like talking about it. It's really like wasn't also for like it's for Valentine's
It was
Day,
just like a
but it was
yeah.
also more so like because I had said I wanted to go to a Lakers game and he was like, they're just always like expensive or whatever. And then we were just like talking about Luca so much that day that I looked and I just wanted to surprise him. So it's not
It's
about
just a
Valentine's Day
gesture.
really. It's just like
Yeah.
more so like me trying to be sweet. So
That is
yay.
so goddamn sweet of you, Catherine. I love it.
Yeah, so we're going to that next week, and then the day after that, I fly to New York with Brooklyn at 6 a.m. So that'll be
Oh man,
fun.
fun. Are you guys going to see Connor?
No, Brooke has an event that she got a +1 to, so luckily I get to tag along. Well, we will see Connor, but like we're also there
Yeah.
for an event. And then we're all going to Little Shop of Horrors, which is Liz Gillis and
Fun.
Milo Manheim, I think is how you say his last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm so excited about that. Obviously, we had to see a Broadway show while we're there for like a day. So that's going to be fun. And then I think Sodi will be there for work, our other friend, and then Brett, I think, is also coming. So it should be fun. I haven't been to New York in a long time. It'll be really quick, but I'm excited.
Yeah, you goddamn coastal elites. That'll be so fun.
Please.
Literally
Yeah,
coast to coast.
I know. So looking forward to that. And then I think we're gonna wrap this episode up.
Yeah, I ain't got shit else to say, so
All
I'm good.
right.
Good
Well,
to
we're about
go.
to record a bonus episode. So if you want to hear more, as always, we'll be on the Patreon. But love you guys so much. Thank you for listening.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Love you.